Okay, so I've got this painting, really don't know what to do with it, to be honest. So just got some of the Kuretake granulating colours. I'm going to splosh some of this colour on and just experiment. So I'm just looking at this page and it's really not saying anything to me. I can't really get a vibe from it. So I think I'm just going to put some colour on a little bit loosely, a little bit randomly, and see whether that improves how I feel about it and gives me any direction as to which way I want to go next with it. So I'm using the Aurora Violet. Lovely paints these are. They are so unpredictable. I mean, the violet, you can see the violet, but there are colours in this that you think, oh, well, it says it's that, but it looks like this. So yeah, they really do granulate on the page. You don't really have that much control over them. They just do what they want to do, which is great for abstract. Maybe a bit more difficult if you want to do botanicals, but I don't really want to do botanicals with this. Now, I think that's improved already. I don't know about you. I quite like the look of that. So I think I'll let that dry and then just see what it looks like after that. So the painting's dry now, and I've got some Winsor & Newton gold ink, and I've got a fine paintbrush, and I'm just painting these little shapes onto some shapes that I can see that have been made by the paint. So just layering over the top, following what's already there, so you don't really need to think about it. You just put on what you can see just on top. This picture reminds me of like a lovely little misty landscape, and these little gold marks remind me of trees. I'm just imagining sort of like seeing a tree line and these beautiful gold trees emerging out of the mist. So when you've done all of those gold marks and you're quite happy with your picture, if you can see whether you can find something to make little dots with the gold ink. I've got like this dibber here. I think it's for nail technicians to embellish nails, but you could use like a Q-tip or the end of your paintbrush, anything like that. So these are making like little circular marks, and again following those lines that I can see made by the paint just over the top of those tree shaped marks that I've already put down. Continuing all over the page until you're happy with the look. Once you're happy, then you can get a black fine liner pen and have a look at your gold ink, and to make those pop, if you make little circles round your gold ink, then it will just make those gold marks stand out. I'm also making marks on top of the tree shaped marks, so I'm outlining them, and I'm also doing little lines, little dots over them, just to embellish them a little bit more, just to make them look a little bit different. So each one is different to the next one. Turning the page as I go, it's just a little bit easier if you can move your page around as you're drawing around your shapes. So just doing a little bit more embellishment, as you can see, and it's really enjoyable, this. I just love doing this kind of artwork. Once the shapes are down, I'm just basically colouring in, putting some shading in, putting some different patterns into each and every one of those marks. So that's great fun. I just love playing around with a bit of pen. I've got a gold pen there as well, outlining some of the shapes, a little bit more embellishment, and using black fine liner, I think it just highlights, well, it just makes things pop a little bit better on your page when you outline things with the black fine liner. Just really encourages that two-dimensional kind of look that you may be looking for, just a little bit more interest really. Swapping between the pens as I go, just doing some gold around there and then using the black around the gold. So just using whatever comes to mind really. Whenever I think, oh, I've done a pattern here, I need to switch it up and use some of the gold. So the gold is going round and then I'm outlining again with the black. So just makes it a little bit more interesting. I find it's hard to know when to stop. I can just carry on for hours and hours. I don't know about you, but yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments how you get on. How do you manage to know when to stop? sometimes I find it really quite difficult because I'm just so in the zone and I'm really enjoying myself, and I think to myself, well, why should I stop when I'm having so much fun? So I go a bit over the board usually, so, but hey, it doesn't really matter as long as you're having that fun. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Art, just a bit of fun, enjoying yourself, being in the moment and just relaxing, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just that relaxing kind of factor. So I've got some oil pastels here, and I just wanted to just embellish a little bit more, as I said previously. So I found these oil pastels in the same colours that I'd put the paint down in, and I'm just making some shapes just around the page in that negative space and just filling it up with those colours. Once I've done that, I've got a silicone tool, and I'm sort of warming up the oil pastels by moving it from side to side, and it sort of melts those oil pastels onto the page, and I think it just adds a little bit different element. I definitely was in the zone with this picture and I really didn't want to stop, so I wanted to continue. Outlining now the masking tape with a gold pen, and then I've got my black fine liner, and I'm just following the colour that's been put down by the paint, just outlining that and outlining where the oil pastels are, just because I just wanted to continue doing the painting. So I hope you like this. If you like this, maybe you could like and subscribe. Maybe leave me a comment. I'd love to hear how you get on, what you thought of this, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Just love to hear your comments and to hear what you're up to. Are you going to try this? What colours would you use? Any information, that would be great. I would just really appreciate some feedback from yourself and just to hear your story. Adding some lines now to the picture. Just using some of that negative space to just add a little bit more detail. So finding where there isn't any oil pastels to put your black fine liner, because if there are oil pastel there, it will bung up that nib. So just look for the spaces where the oil pastel isn't and embellish a little bit more. So just putting some more lines down and just finding those spaces where there isn't any of that oil pastel, where I could just continue with my little doodle. When you're happy with your picture, then just pull off the tape, and then you will reveal a lovely border where your gold pen has hit that masking tape, and you can see the lovely gold embellishments and also the black pen detail on this. I think it's turned out rather well. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.